All of us encounter frustrations in our lives. Some of those frustrations might be passing, things that happen while we're in traffic. Some of them might be more significant, frustrated with a child or a loved one. But no matter what we do, these frustrations are going to come into our lives. There's really no way to avoid them. The real question is how we react to them. And I encountered a bit of a frustration this morning in my life that reminded me of a lesson that I learned when I was going through cancer treatment. So I wanted to share that with you in hopes that when frustrations come into your life, whether they're large or small, that you remember that you have a choice on how you react to them. And you have a filter as a way to make them less significant than they might seem at the moment. To explain what I mean, some of you may be aware that I've got a new weight loss book coming out. It's supposed to be out maybe January. But I've been having all kinds of delays, problems. And this morning I encountered yet another one. And I found that very irritating. I found myself thinking, boy, this book should be out by now. And it may sound like an insignificant deal, but as an author, that's kind of the final step. We write with the idea that we want to release our book out into the world. And that's important. It's important to me to get it out there. But then I started thinking, geez, I was going to release it this date and this date and this date. And then I remembered something as I found my frustration level rising. I thought to myself, will this be something that I think about on my deathbed? If I was on my deathbed right now, or 10 or 20 years down the road, would I worry that this book came out 2 or 3 weeks later than I wanted it to? No, of course not. If I was in that situation, I doubt that that would be on my mind. And using that filter, using that perspective, I began to look at my problem, my frustration, as much less significant. Because I always ask myself, if I'm not going to worry about it on my deathbed, why worry about it now? And I ask you to consider applying the same standard to your life. If someone cuts you off in traffic, it's going to be something you worry about on your deathbed. Why let it frustrate you now? Ditto with co-workers and all kinds of situations. Now, granted, there's going to be other frustrations that with family and kids and things like that, maybe that will be that significant. But 90% of our frustrations are passing. They might get us worked up when we don't need to be. So my request of you, my hope for you, is that you'll consider next time you find yourself frustrated, whether this would be something that you worry about on your deathbed. And if it isn't, why worry now?